What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? You know what I'm saying? Back at it again. A Koski Fun Day, And we gotta talk about this article right quick since this mass shootings done happened in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where 11 people was killed in a synagogue, which is bad. I want to understand that is very bad. You don't do that stuff, you know what I'm saying? The human beings, the people and shit like that, because y'all disagree. But this is the influx of the aftermath. I'm gonna talk about that stuff, the influx aftermath that happened. Jewish senator introduced law to imprison Americans for criticizing Israel. I'm going to read it one more time. Jewish senator introduced law to imprison Americans for criticizing Israel. This was made prior to all this stuff popped up. This is July 2nd that you see, 2018. Well, let's read it. Jewish senator from New York, Chuck Schumer, has introduced House Resolution 1697, known as the Israel Anti-Boycott Act. This legislation is in direct conflict with the First Amendment right to freedom of speech and target those who are critical of Israel with its draconian prison sentences and fines. American citizens are said to be fined up to $1 million or prison up to 20 years for criticizing Israel or supporting the BDS boycott, thanks to the new legislation sponsored by the Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer. Anyone guilty of violating the new prohibitions will face a minimum civil penalty of $250,000 and a maximum criminal penalty of $1 million and 20 years in prison under new law. According to the ACLU, the Cardigan legislation will bar U.S. persons from supporting boycotts against Israel, including its settlements in the Palestinian-occupied territories conducted by the international government organizations such as the United Nations and the European Union. It will also include penalties for simply requesting information about such boycotts. Violations will be subject to a minimum civil penalty of $250,000 and a maximum criminal penalty of $1 million and 20 years in prison. This bill will impose civil and criminal punishment on individuals solely because of their political beliefs about Israel and its policies. Although the bill was first introduced in 2017, it continued to gain traction with more co-sponsors recently signing on. We got to watch that. You know what I'm saying? Watch that in the lame duck session. After this election tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? This Tuesday coming up, watch what's going on in the lame duck, because that's what's going to happen. That's when all the big moves and all the big money going to get raped and stolen out the American system. One of the few new laws created by the Jewish Bolsheviks when they took over Russia was to make anti-Semitism punishable by jail or death. That is true. Look that up. That is fact. Despite its freedoms, the United States is now following in the steps of Russia's footsteps, like Jews like Chuck Schumer is leading the charge. Over 100 years later, we find ourselves in a very similar situation. Proposed federal laws protecting Jews from criticism. Only criminals and liars are afraid to be criticized. What other ethnic group is so powerful enough to demand such a draconian law to protect them from criticism? And that's something we got to discuss. You know what I'm saying? Here's another one. The Jews claiming the term globalism is anti-Semitic and traumatizing for Jews. But really watch that, so we don't get too deep into all that stuff like that. But this one right here, I know for a fact, even though it's from an off-brand magazine that I really don't read too much, but this one right here, I know it's a fact. They didn't try to put it. This is all over the news. Now, it's going to be a repush for this. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to understand that. There's going to be a repush for this, and it's something we got to watch out for, especially, and you're going to see some token faces on it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see some Stacey Abrams and some, and cats like that. And a black dude running for governor for Florida. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see cats like that because they already in the pocket for these people. But it's coming up soon. Just something to keep your mind right. So I'm going to post this and make sure everybody know what's going on. Hey, of course, it's a fun day. Hey, subscribe to the channel. Hey, much love.